Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is the Notebook Nerd and I am Jeremy. This week I thought I would go over a new to me product from Lochby and how I've been using it. I did a review early on of the pocket size field journal. This one is the Voyager field journal. You know, if this one can be compared to a passport traveler's notebook, this is the size of a standard traveler's notebook. First off, just like the mini one, it has the aluminum buckle here that can be adjusted. We'll start off with this is the pen I've been using in it. It's the Uniball Vision Elite in the 0.5. Most of the ones I'm seeing are like a 0.7 or even a 0.8, and they're very bold. And that just kind of puts out a little too much ink for me. So I just ordered, I think, a 5-pack of the 0.5, because that kind of hits a sweet spot for me being a lefty. It also has the, pocket in the back here. I got the navy blue and tan one. They have several different colors. I want to say they even have a camouflage version of it, but it's the same durable waxed canvas as the mini. Still has the same strap here, and I'll tell you how I've been using it. It has pocket in the front. I have these two stencils. This one I got off of Amazon. Just little stencil pencil board. This one I actually 3D printed. It was kind of a family Christmas present that we got a little mini 3D printer. So we use it to print little fun stuff like that. It has a bookmark that my son's artwork. I have this little clip. It came with kind of a no-name brand pocket traveler's notebook. If I could find the brand, I'll put it in the show notes, but it just came with this and a couple of accessories, and I just thought it looked cool. I could have used, I guess, any binder clip. This first insert is the one that came with the Voyager. Just like the mini, it does come with one notebook. This is dot grid in their Tomoe River paper. I may have mentioned before, I'm not the biggest fan of the Tomoe River paper, but that's just me. I'm used to taking quick notes, and ink does take a little longer to dry on this paper. As you can see, I threw a couple of stickers on there. I tried to use my little stamp set to do that. This insert is mostly just, planner and daily log, basically is what it is. I'll kind of draw out, a week with like notes, and I've been trying to, at first it was just, I was doing 1 page a day, putting best moments of the day at the bottom. But I noticed that, I had a lot of empty space. So I started putting, 2 pages a day, and I was still able to fit, best moments of the day at the end. I have been using fountain pens here and there just to test it out on the paper. It takes most inks pretty good, but the inks do stay wetter longer on the paper. I'll definitely, I still enjoy Lochby's products. I'm just not a huge fan of the Tomoe River paper. Again, that's just a personal preference. But they do this is the standard size traveler's notebook insert. I had from another traveler's notebook that has a double-sided pocket here that then has the other end of it here where I have some ephemera and a little metal ruler, a couple of stickers. I didn't know what to put in here, so I just put some parchment paper thing and this old New York map. This insert is from Moterm. I got a 3-pack of that, and it just has really good paper in here. I want to say 100 GSM, if I remember correctly, and it's just a grid. It's good paper, and I just kind of glued a little piece of ephemera on there. I'm just trying to add a little pizzazz to it, I guess. And in the back here is another folder, or another pocket where you can put another insert if you need to. You can hold 4, just like the mini field journal. You can hold 4 inserts, but for a while I was even going 3, and then I discovered that 2 is really my sweet spot. Especially because it still, makes it not very thick, and I still have everything I need, because I had the third notebook in there, and I just didn't really know what to do with the third notebook. This one is just, for my creative stuff, podcast stuff. I'm also writing a book, so there's stuff in there for that. And it's been, right before, it was like an early Christmas present, so I've been using it since then. It did take a little bit of doing to figure out how I was going to use it. Because I'm traditionally not a big user of the traveler's notebooks, but I had and still have so much use out of the pocket one, that I thought, I was like, let's give this one a try. And so I picked that up. I mean, right now I set aside the mini field journal just to kind of go back to like a regular old naked field notes in the pocket. But this has been real fun to use. I do like all of the pockets. This one at the top has a Velcro if you have like coins or something in there. But it's been real fun to use. This thing really takes a beating. I do have a separate A5 notebook that's more of like my feelings journal. This is literally just daily log and planner. Here's what we did, here's where we went, here's what we had for dinner. It's kind of like a memory keeper, because then I can go back and look, because I usually do my reflective journaling towards the end of the day, so I can go back and look, okay, here's what we did today, just in case I forgot. And usually the stuff that goes in here starts off in here, because this I have with me all the time. This I have with me mostly if I have my bag, but usually it'll go into the field notes, and then when I try to process that a couple times a day, so I can be like, oh, okay, we went here, oh yeah, I forgot we stopped here on the way home and got ice cream, and I can talk about things that we've done, and then get my reflection journal and just kind of go more in depth. If I have any kind of feelings or thoughts about certain things. Sometimes a day is just a boring day and you just do a couple of things and you come home and there's no reason to get into anything. I mean, I have had journal entries where I just talk about the pen that I'm using and how much fun it is to write on the notebook that I'm using, and this ink in the pen is blue and the pen itself is orange and the paper is this, and because I just like the feeling of writing on paper. So not every day is going to be full of profound wonder. It is okay to have a boring day, and some of my days are pretty boring, despite having 4 children. But I do plan on filling this one up. I have a couple of dot grid ones from Traveler's Company, like the official Traveler's Company, and I'll probably throw one of those in here, once I fill this one up, and I'm going through it, pretty decently. But yeah, this is the Lochby Voyager field journal. It has been real fun to use. It's real durable. You can see it's already getting some stains and beaten up, and my kids have messed around with it, and it's just a fun product. It just definitely has that meant to be used feel. So I can definitely recommend it. I know I'm starting to sound like a Lochby simp, but I do have another product from them coming. I want to say tomorrow that I'll have a future video on. But for now, yeah, this is this one here, the Voyager Field Journal. For those of you that are also fans of the podcast, we should be recording an episode here in the next couple of days. We just posted a episode that was recorded previously, before the holidays. So if the time seems off, that was why we recorded it before a little hiatus. But the next one should be coming out here soon. And as always, if you guys have any thoughts, questions, if you want me to cover anything in particular, any products you like, or if you just want to say hello, do so in the comments. And until next time, this is Jeremy the Notebook Nerd, and I will talk to you next week.